Hi everyone. I guess there might be minor redundancies with the previous presentations. That's, I guess, part of the deal of being here at a conference and introducing new initiatives. We are from the ORIS group. The three of us, Arila, Emilio, and myself. This presentation was also made together with Chris and Karl, but they can't be here today. They had another event to attend. And we'll talk about GAIFARE, a new generative AI for autonomous renewable energy systems. What is GAIFARE? It's a new open project under LF Energy ORIS. ORIS stands for Open Renewable Energy Systems, where the vision is basically at the smaller scale, and that's why I was saying it might be a bit redundant with what we had before, household level and microgrids, to look at more open ways to go so that we avoid like vendor lock-ins that we see very often these days. The aim of GAIFARE is to build an AI-powered framework for decentralized energy systems, investigate archetypes of generative AI agents to manage energy productions, storage and load shifting, peer-to-peer energy exchange, and all of this in the context of local scale, household set of devices, microgrids, energy communities, and also investigate benchmark for AI agents in this context. Since this is a new initiative, like our point of being here today is very much to be challenged by the community, see what else is out there, for example, the presentation we had before, and see how we move forward with this as effectively as possible, rather than like conflicting with other things that are being done. So please feel free to come and challenge us anytime.
Yeah, I'll take over from Pierre here. So so the question probably is why GAIFARE now? So the idea is that the new technologies with generative AI and offering us the capabilities to plan and negotiate between these different devices that we will have at home. And we have more and more of these devices. So like something that 5-10 years ago was something of a futuristic film, now everybody or in a street will have an electrical vehicles and they will start to put heat pumps, and those devices have a lot of capabilities to store energy in the form of electricity or in the form of heat in your building envelopes. And renewable energies are now spread through all the different houses as well. So we have the possibility of injecting electricity into the grid when it's profitable, or just consuming at home when this is the most interesting options. But this has to happen in a transparent way. This has to be automated from the user. The user involvement has to be when it's needed, but not all the time. And for that, we can take advantage of these technologies to orchestrate the resources at the edge. And this is a bit of the conceptualization that we have done in the ORIS group. So the idea is that we map the different inputs that we need for our system and the different interactions. So basically, we will have external information coming from weather forecasts that will influence or renewable productions. We will also have pricing coming from the utilities in the form of dynamic tariffs or the different type of charges that we might have. We, of course, has the local status of the different elements that are controllable in the house, the user behavior that can be learned from this user interacting with the devices. We will have external signal from the grid, and this is becoming a reality, like more and more distribution system operators are implementing different strategies to manage, and we have heard from Alexander that the grid is getting very, very congested, so they are very keen on doing this. And also the possibilities of interacting with your peer, and it comes in the context of the broader energy communities that we have here in Europe. So obviously what we want is to use these new technologies, and when we talk about generative AI is a broader scope. We are not maybe talking about the LLM that we have heard. I'm a power engineer, so when I think about that, I think about different values that will be forecasted. So it's also actual power that we will be forecasting and set points. And also, like I said at the bottom there, building data, so that's to control how much storage we have in terms of the heat, for instance, of the envelope of the building. And then a very interesting idea that came at the very end was, can we use also these type of technologies? And this in this case is this LLM to actually code the interfaces that we will need with some of these devices, because this is a very tedious work, but it's necessary sometimes to interact with a myriad of standards here. So I'll pass on to Arila.
Hi, everybody. And all the AI, where do we start? How do we see its value right away? So what we're showing you here is a simple scenario around your home. Now, how can we make every device, whether it's your battery or EV car, into an agent, and how they can learn and plan together? So how do they react or know through AI that you went on vacation, right? Or that you have guests in the house. You can do that with rules today in some fashion, but this is a way of bringing intelligence and allowing this information that is available to utility companies and players in the energy market to make it available eventually to every house, to every street, and every community. And a smarter grid starts with our houses, whether we are consumers or prosumers. And that's where we want to start. And this QR code, again, AI was our friend in helping us generate a demo that shows you this concept, how it will look. It's just the idea of what it can do for you as you bring in various renewables to your generation, as you bring in various devices and various options for trading energy, whether it's peer-to-peer, whether it's through demand response programs, etc. And I'll give the mic back to Pierre to tell us what is the roadmap today.
So at the moment on the roadmap, we are pretty much still at the ideation stage, narrowing the scope, because obviously we don't want to solve it all within ORIS and GAIFARE, but focus on specific parts that others aren't necessarily already resolving, seeing where there's scope for collaboration as well with other initiatives, designing the architecture that fits with this also in terms of framework. What do we want to use GenAI for? Should we look at benchmarks? Should we look at like standards to compare things? Should we look at standards for systems to interact together? Those are open questions right now. And then we have questions of prototyping and like evaluations protocol as well as part of this. Another part is aligning with the ORIS, as in like the bigger working group, software-defined energy management systems. And then we want to initiate early stage collaborations with research partners. And in the longer run, Arila is going to get it back to this.
Yes, as Pierre mentioned earlier, we're here to find out how we can collaborate and how we can make it from physical applications like in our home, and also energy simulations, right? It's not always easy to start applying your AI right on your refrigerator. It's to start somewhere else. Real device integration, like home assistant, smart appliances. GAIFARE already has some emulators. That's the DC microgrid open source project under LF Energy. And of course, safety. We want to be safe as the agents grow around our house. And again, what does that protocol and that agent framework looks like, so that it can scale from a home to a neighborhood to a data center and beyond. Thank you. Yes, and here is how can you join us. Our next meeting with Open Renewable Energy Systems is coming next month. And again, try the demo for yourself and let us know how close we are or what we missed, because that's the power of open source. It's we figure the problem together.
It's next week, actually.
Oh, it's next week. Next week. Yes, this month. I'm still thinking August. Next week. So please put it on your calendar today.
Thank you.